Welcome back. Now, the South African transit visa rules have been reinstated by Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi. Transit visas are issued to foreign nationals who pass through South Africa en route to neighbouring countries. In 2015, the Home Affairs Ministry stopped the visas in order to curb illegal activities. Let's discuss what their reintroduction means for the tourism industry. I'm joined by the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, Chipua Chibengwa. Thank you very much, Mr. Chibengwa, for your time here on eNCA. Now, firstly, I'm sure this comes as good news for the tourism industry because it means more people will be stopping in our country before they move to their next destination or their final destination.
Well, thank you for having me. I think I need to explain a little bit around the transit visa. In the past, those people that are traveling, say they want to go to Zimbabwe or other places around the SADC region where they've got a connecting flight here in South Africa, they will come to South Africa. They will not go through immigration. They will just go to the other part where they bought the plane that's leaving for their destination. So simply meaning that those people that didn't require visas to come to South Africa, those people that required visas to come to South Africa will then come without the visa. They will just go through. They don't get into our airport. They go through, hop on another plane, and then go off to their destination. So that's what transit visa or non-visa means when it comes to that. Now, the challenge that we have now is that when the minister is saying that, now we're going to require the transit visa for those that are passing through, it simply means that now for them to pass through South Africa, they're going to need to apply for a transit visa to pass through. Now, what does that mean? What it means is that when you look at the airlines, they calculate what's called the load factor. How many people are they carrying to a destination? So when you carry people to Johannesburg as an example, and they pass through, it means that that route on that particular airline is able to have full capacity coming into Johannesburg or Cape Town or Durban or wherever. Then people move into the next destination. So it's good for our business that the airlines are full, even if people are not coming to South Africa. It simply means that the prices are going to be lower. Simply means that they're going to maintain the frequency, and also they can add the frequency even though the tourists are not coming into South Africa. Now, if we put a transit visa, it simply means that it's going to have a reduction in the load factor, meaning that not many people are going to be coming to South Africa. They will go via somewhere else to go to their destination. And what that means is that places like Johannesburg or Tambo will lose its status as a hub, as a regional hub to feed into the SADC region, as an example. And it means that airlines can reduce frequencies coming into the destination because they don't have enough people carrying into the destination. So it's not necessarily a positive for us. It simply means that we have to sit down and think of what are the ways that we can deal with the problems, that comes with those that are coming through and they try to do illegal activities. How do we deal with that? How do we make sure that, we'll close that loop? But in terms of the load factor, it's a negative. It means that airlines may change where they go. Point in case, if you look at the likes of Emirates, they carry a lot of people. They're not coming to South Africa, but they will arrive in Johannesburg, but they're going elsewhere. It means that they may reduce their frequency. So it's a negative for us.
And I guess this is also because of the admin that some people are trying to avoid and having to apply for a transit visa.
Well, the most important thing is that, if it's easy to apply for a transit visa, or if we're doing it using an online system where someone can easily go and apply and they can be adjudicated faster, then it can mean that, we're able to have a faster turnaround time to deal with the issue. But if we cannot do that, it means that from the airline point of view, they will start to reconsider whether they should be flying to that destination, or they will consider other places to fly to where it's easier for people to transit without having to apply for a visa. So we've got to look at it from a point of, it's not necessarily tourism, because those that are coming into the country will be able to come in and they would have applied for visa, but those that are going into the airlines. Because what's important is that when the airlines fly into the country, they must come here with a load that's good enough to sustain that route. And when they fly back, the load or the number of people that are on the aircraft it must be good enough to sustain that route. If it's not sustainable, regardless of whether there's transit visa or not, the airline will then reduce their frequencies. And therefore, it means that when people are trying to come to South Africa, they may find it difficult to find availability or many airlines that will be flying into South Africa. So it's something that's bigger that I believe that we need to discuss as a country. We need to find a better way of dealing with it. We do understand, what's going on in terms of the videos of people that were found in places trying to get into the country illegally. We have that problem across the board, even from our land borders. We need to find a solution that doesn't, impact, on the frequencies of airlines coming to the country. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. We've run out of time. That was Chifua Chivengwa. He's the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa. And of course, we all know it's not only that will affect business in terms of tourism. There's also the KZN floods. There's also the price of petrol in our country, electricity supply not being there, etc.